Hey family. So it is the next day after that monster day we spent yesterday in the garden all day. Whew. But we got a lot done. So I'm on my way back over to the garden, and sound like my neighbor is mowing his lawn. Yeah. He mowing his lawn. So we're gonna start with that other bed that we didn't mess with yesterday, and we're gonna do a little watering and a little pruning here and there. Yeah, so we're gonna clear this bed out. We're gonna keep what collards we're gonna keep. We're gonna replant stuff, and we're just gonna do a little housekeeping, do a little watering. But look at how nice this looks after we did that monster clean out yesterday. This looks really good. And you can see the basil got room to grow. And even right here, I did put this little gate up just in case when the peas do start coming up, they'll have something extra to kind of grab onto for stability. But yeah, so this is what's happening today. We're gonna do a little more harvesting of our peppers, and I still have something I want to show you guys to get ready for the fall preservation season. But hello, if you're new here, welcome. My name is Tanya, and I am a licensed cosmetologist and barber by trade. That was my trade. But now I am retired. Thank God, I'm retired, and I am a wife, and I have 2 sons, and the oldest is on the autistic spectrum. He's nonverbal. So that's a little backdrop on me. But we like to do a lot of stuff here on this channel. We do a little gardening. We have beauty segments. We do DIYs. We do arts and crafts. So if that's something that you would like, subscribe. It really helps the channel out. And if you're not new here and you're returning, then welcome back. I'm so glad that you came back and we have time to hang out. So like I said, we do a lot of stuff here on this channel, and I do have a little garden that I'm trying to turn into a little homestead. How about that? I have to get some chickens, which I think I'm going to get them in the fall. And we have a new member of the family that's due to be coming soon. He is a Cane Corso Mastiff. And I think I might need y'all to help me give him another cool name. But until he gets here, we'll deal with that when he gets here. But for right now, I'm about to go into the greenhouse and put on some gloves, and we're gonna get to it, what we came out here to do. Okay, so I got my gloves on. Sound like he's about to be finished, hopefully in a few minutes. But yeah, guess what, you guys? I think I'm coming down with a summer cold. I haven't had a cold in the summer in almost, oh my goodness, 30 years. I don't think I had a cold in the summer. it have to be, I think the last time I had a cold in the summer, I was 29 years old, I think. Back in the 90s. I'm 53. But I keep sneezing and carrying on. But I'm making myself some onion soup. So, just in case if I am getting sick. But I feel good. But at any rate, we're going to get to this bed right here because we got a lot of cleaning out to do. So, without further ado, I'm just going to dive right on in. I think the best thing to do, let me bring y'all in a little closer. These here, believe it or not, this here is asparagus. So I don't know, when it does this, I don't know what the deal is, but I got chives growing in here. So I'm gonna take and trim this down, because I don't know whether or not this is even edible or what, but I'm gonna trim all of this down because I'm gonna have to get inside this bed and see what's going on. Yeah, so I'm gonna just tear all this up. I do want my chives though, so I'm gonna try to separate them as much as possible. These weeds will take over. Got my little white bag right here. I get these from Dollar Tree. So while I'm out here, if I harvest something like some of my little chives and peppers, I just throw them in this bag if I don't have a basket with me. So them little bags do come in handy. And I have sun-dried some peppers in using these bags. I put my peppers and I put some basil in here. I chopped them up and I spreaded them out and laid it out in the sun. They dried so good. It was, oh my goodness, it was so good when I put it in my salads and my sandwiches and stuff. It was very delicious. I was so happy. That was the first time I ever sun-dried anything. So these are my chives. I want my chives. So I'm gonna just throw them in this little bag of mine. Take them in the house to dry them out. Because it's nice out, but when I did that sun drying, it was during a heat wave. So the sun was really beaming down. And it dried them out real fast. But today, it's not that hot. And now I don't want them sitting out here forever because deers will come along and, well, we know what can happen then. This is a deer that's been coming in my garden here recently, just helping himself. That's why I can't really wait until I do get the cane corso, because he's gonna guard the yard. So I'm gonna keep pulling this stuff up, and I hate to bore you guys, but some people it's therapeutic watching this stuff, you know what I mean? It's very therapeutic. So I'm gonna cut down all my harvest all this chives, as much of them as I can. Oh, they smell so good, y'all. I'm so sad I let the garden go and let all these weeds grow up and in like this. But I was so busy during the month of July and during the month of June preparing for the family reunion, and I think I only put out like 2 or 3 videos because I was so busy getting the house prepared and getting, you know, talking to family. It's a lot having a family reunion, and that was my husband's family. I mentioned to my cousin last night that my family, on my mother's side, we all should have a family reunion because all our elders, we're still blessed that we have them all, but everybody's getting up in age. Everybody's in their 70s and 80s. And we figure, I said, well, I should try to at least get everybody together. In my family, before somebody decides to go ahead on and go to glory, because that's life. And they're older, and my cousin said that would be a great idea, and I said we have to do it next summer. So, because it's a lot getting a family reunion together, and you have to deal with so many different people and so many different personalities, and for me, it'll become cumbersome real fast. but in the end, it's worth it. Like I said, we will, want to get all the elders together. You don't want to say for one last time, but you just want to feel like everybody, the elders should get together. We all should get together and see our elders and let them know how much we love them, because tomorrow's not promised to anyone. And all the elders in my family, they have lived long, charmed lives. Okay. So we're coming along pretty good. Believe it or not, these are just weeds. Look at that. Let me put you guys down and in. So I'm going to leave these hula hoops here because I'm going to put netting over this bed. Yeah, we was out here all day yesterday. We got so much stuff done. I thank y'all for keeping me company. I probably would have been going crazy if I was by myself. I had nobody to talk to. Getting the boys ready, prepared soon to be going back to school. My baby boy will be going into high school. I can't believe it. Wow, bro, it seemed like yesterday was your first day of kindergarten. High school, really? I'm so ashamed that I let this bed get this nasty and trifling like this. But just goes to show, if you don't stay on top of things, it will grow out of control fast. Now, what is this? Oh, okay. I'm gonna put this over here. This is a watermelon vine. They better come on and get with it. This is August. Okay. So these are some collards. And they so leggy. Okay. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to get some fertilizer and get some kitchen scraps and put down in the soil, because that's what we do. And yeah, I'm gonna pull some of these marigolds up, and yeah, so we're gonna keep it moving. Okay, so I'm just gonna sit here and take my time and clear out this bed. I can't believe how nasty and trifling I let this bed look, or let all that stuff grow in like that. But like I said, I was really busy during the month of July. My husband's family reunion was hosted here at our home. So I was very busy, all of that month. So I was only able to go out into the garden and harvest some stuff day by day. But other than that, I wasn't able to like pull up any of the dead plants that you see. Like I'm pulling up that marigold. Cause they did their job for the season. Oh, where I put them at in the garden. So I'm digging them up so I can harvest the seeds. But yeah, so I'm gonna sit here and just take my time and clean out this first bed. And this is gonna be a heavy nitrogen bed. I normally always plant my collard greens in this bed, and like my broccolis and stuff like that, because I always fertilize real heavy in this bed with nitrogen. So yeah, so I always, put my leafy plants in this bed. And what I'm doing now is just, cutting down some of the old chives and things to that nature. And I'm going to cut off all of those leftover greens that got bug damage. And I'm going to just compost in place. I'm going to cut them off the vine and drop them right down in the dirt, because I'm going to go over the bed. I'm going to put some new garden soil in. I'm going to put some black cow manure in, and some compost and garden mix together. And yeah, I'm gonna put in some, I think I got some kitchen scraps I'm gonna put in on this bed. So yeah, I got my work cut out for me, but it's good. It's all good though. Gonna get this fall crop ready. I don't know how much of that you guys saw, but my camera came on and I didn't know it was on, which is fine. I got a new phone, so I'm learning how to work it. Okay, so these are old collards And yeah, they need a little work, but they still pretty healthy. And I harvested like 3 rounds of fresh collards off of these, as you could see. And then in the month of June, I just let it go. And then we had little bugs coming up here eating them, putting holes in them like that. So what I'm going to do, and that's some old Swiss chard back there, because I'm going to replant Swiss chard. I think I'm going to leave these collards here, and I'm going to leave those Swiss chards, that Swiss chard vine there, and I'm going to break off the vines that's not good. So let's do that. We could do that together. Yeah, see, like vines like this, like leaves like that. You just break them off, and I'm going to just compost in place. I'm breaking a lot of the leaves off. A lot of the leaves have been damaged by bugs. Well, looks like all of them are coming off. But they're real hardy. They grow back real fast. The leaves will bloom back out, because I'm going to put a lot of nitrogen in this bed to make everything bloom back real fast. And just cover it. That's why I'm composting in place. I think I'm going to take this, this is pretty, but I'm going to pull her up. I love the smell of marigolds. And let those dry out so I could get the seeds out of them, so I don't have to buy marigolds. Oh, I just got a good whiff of the peppermint. It smells so good. It's over here somewhere, back in here, but that's for another day. But it smells so good. And I'm gonna start harvesting it for teas. Oh, here's some of my onions. Yep, there's another one. The little onions did good. I planted them from seed, so I'm gonna harvest them since I'm pulling them up. Okay. So everything is pretty much pulled up that I want pulled up. So I'm going to chop everything up and turn the dirt over, and we'll be good to go for planting. This is good fertilizer too for this bed as well. Everything in this bed is going to be good friends with nitrogen, okay? I'm going to fertilize heavy with nitrogen in this bed. The compost tea, all that good stuff. We want everything to grow, and we want it to grow fast within at least 60 days. All right. Compost in place. Put these down because they will come back. All right, so now I'm ready for my kitchen scraps to go on top. Be having to sit down, y'all. I got a bad back. I got sciatica. In my back. Got sciatica nerve damage. So and I told y'all everything that I'm using, everything that's going in this bed is going to be full of nitrogen. This is some old coffee I took out of my coffee pot before I came out of here. This is good for to go in your nitrogen bed. So I got coffee, got coffee grounds. All this good stuff. I know a lot of people is like, yuck. But hey, this is what works for me. I'm not telling nobody that they have to do this. This is what works for my garden, okay? And I just wanted to share with you guys, you know? Just sharing. That's all. This is what works for me. Okay? get the black cow. And this helps too, like keeping the worms happy and healthy, because my garden likes worm castings. And then I haven't bought worm castings in a while because I've realized if I keep the worms happy and fed that's in the beds, they'll release their little worm castings in the soil. So that eliminates me having to buy it. So I don't need to buy worm castings no more. But my garden loves worm castings. I bought worms and I put them down in the garden. And I put them down in the beds during the off season. Covered them up, put lots of dirt down. And I just keep the worms happy underneath the soil. So they're going to love all this every time I put all this food and stuff like that and push it down into the soil. They happy, they eating, they releasing their worm castings. So I'm good. Let me get some garden soil to top this off, and then we're going to be ready to start planting what we're going to put in this bed. Whew. Okay, we are back. We're going to get this done and over with quickly today. Well, as quick as we can. Okay, pulled up another little onion. There I go, right into my little soup that I'm starting in the house. My onion soup. So let's trim these up just to make sure we got an understanding. I'll trim these on up so they'll know they gotta get ready to come back. All right, so I got my garden soil here. Just adjust the hula hoops. And believe it or not, these are just a hula hoop hack that I got. I got these hula hoops from Dollar Tree, and I cut them in half, and I used those long skewers that they have at Dollar Tree and stuck them down into the dirt like that. See, ain't nothing in here but a long skewer, because I just needed something to hold down the netting when I put the netting on to keep pests out. And it worked. You know, I just got lazy with keep putting it on, you know. But I'm going to put it on today and keep it on to keep crazy little pests out. Okay? And those little butterflies that be coming in here eating off of our greens and stuff. Okay, let me get up. So I told y'all I got back problems, and I be needing to sit down. Okay. Ooh, this is strong. Ooh. A lot of it went on the ground. Yep, I'm going to get that right on up. That's one thing we don't do around here is waste anything. The soil is nice and rich and black, and it smells so good. Smells so good. I like playing in dirt, I guess y'all can see. It smells so good. I mean, you could smell the manure in it, but it's aged manure. Oh yeah, this bed is gonna be booming. Watch. This bed is gonna grow out of control. Let's see what's all in this garden soil. Okay. They say it feeds up to 6 months. See there? Feeds up to 6 months. Helps promote strong root growth. Well, that's what we need. Specially formulated for fruits, flowers, vegetables, and herbs. And it's by garden expert. I used this for a long time. Since I had started gardening, I would use this, and I swear by the black cow. Okay, so all our dirt is good and spread. So now all we're going to do is put our seeds down right into this. We're going to plant directly into this. And just push our seeds down, okay? Okay, so I got everything laid down where I'm going to plant everything. And we're going to sprinkle these seeds down, and all of these are cool weather crops. And they are also heavy feeders of nitrogen, okay? So let me get on my gloves. I thought he was done mowing his lawn. He had stopped for a few minutes, and I thought he was done. Here he go again. Well, God bless him. It's a good day to do it. Okay, so first, We're gonna start with our onions. Let's get them out of the way. Gonna plant some of these little onions like the ones I just pulled up. So I normally like to line my beds with the onions. You see, they seeds are real small. I like to go around the edges with the onions. They don't give you much. They don't give you much. And these are some onions. That does it for the onions. Next up, we got some cilantro. I'm gonna just do a little bit right here. Pushing my onions down. Okay. Cilantro. Yeah. And these seeds are much thicker. I think I'm gonna do the cilantro like right here. Put some over here. You can spread it out. Push everything down. And this is some more Swiss chard. So I'm gonna put this over here with the other Swiss chard. This is the pretty colorful Swiss chard. They're really good too. I ate some last year for the first time. They are delicious, and the seeds are real big and robust. That was the Swiss chard. Let's do a little kale. We're going to put that right in here. got a few more little mustard. I'm gonna put them right up in here. A few mustards. You know, just see what they do. And I got a little spinach I'm gonna put right here. Put right here. Just a little patch of spinach. They don't need much. They take up very little space. Okay. And a little bit of lettuce. We're gonna put the lettuce right here. All right. So there. So everything's down, and whew, this guy's really getting on my nerves with this lawnmower. You know I'm over here recording because he could hear me talking. But at any rate, that's it for this bed. So I'm gonna finish it up, wrap it up out here, and yeah, I'll see you guys back in the house so then I could show you the surprise that I was talking about. Okay? See you inside. Oh, and one more thing. Before we go in, I want to harvest a couple more of these peppers. And I'm going to just go ahead on and harvest my bell peppers. Well, at least one of them. I'm going to take probably two, because I don't want the deers to get. See? Yeah, so I'm going to take this one. And I think the other ones could stay on for now, but that big one right there, I'm going to take that in the house. And some more of these peppers. It's a lot of cayenne peppers underneath there. It's a lot of these peppers in here. A lot of them cayennes back there. Yeah, so that's about it. Yeah, so I'm gonna just take this one pepper. Yeah, he was good and ready. And so far, this is our little harvest for the day. And I'm gonna come back here and get some pull off some of my jalapeno peppers. back here in the forest. Okay, yeah, that's a big one. Take him in. He could go. Yeah. That one could go. That one. I'll leave the rest on there so they could get a little bit bigger. He's nice size. He could come in. All right. So let's see what we got. I love jalapeno peppers, y'all. I think I might take some of these peppers in. Oh, yeah. Let's see. So I'm going to get some of those peppers. So yeah, so I'm going to harvest a couple more peppers. And then we're going to go in the house. Okay. Okay, so we are back. It is hours later. Okay. It's a little after 10:15. The guys are sleeping. My husband's at work. And I figured I better hurry and get this little video in while my big guy is sleeping. So I told you I'm an autism mom. And when he wake up, sometimes when I be doing videos, he just don't be having it. So listen, this is today's harvest, you guys. Y'all was out there with me when we harvested all of this today. Okay. It's not much, but I'm so proud of that. This is today's harvest. Just put it like that. This is today's harvest. This was yesterday's harvest. Okay? This was last week's harvest. Okay? And some of the tomatoes, I just brought them in so they could ripen. So I have these little bursts of harvests every day, every other day. The San Marzano is turning red. That's good. So that was last week's harvest. This was today's harvest. This was yesterday's harvest. And this is what I've been throwing in the freezer. All of this stuff is from the garden. Boom. And I'm running out of freezer space. All of these are peppers I picked out of the garden, and I'm freezing them. Okay. Throwing them in Ziploc baggies, freezing them. More peppers and onions from in the garden. I got a lot of these tomorrow I have to pick. I'm just freezing them. Okay? Look at that. From the garden. All these tomatoes. All this is from my garden. From the garden. Look at that. From my garden. from my garden. And I have more bags down there, so I'm running out of freezer space. And I have nowhere to put all this stuff. And I'm, getting little stuff out of the garden every day. These came out of the garden. These are some peppers that I dried out. And I'm crunching up, making pepper seasoning with. But here, yeah, see? And we ain't even got inside the refrigerator. Look at it. From the garden. Pickles. Pickled cucumbers. And I got another one back there. From the garden. My husband been eating out of this one. So he's been enjoying it. From the garden. See there? I'm running out of space. From the garden. On top of, I go to the farmer's market and I love fruit and cherries and stuff like that to munch on. More cucumbers from the garden. Squash from the garden. I got tomatoes froze from my garden. So, it's safe to say my garden is like pumping out stuff. It'd be little bits every day. If I go out there every day and harvest something, I'm sure to have a nice little basket to bring in. But when I bring in little baskets like this, like I did today, but I brought it in this little satchel. I haven't figured out what to do with yesterday's and I'm still waiting on all of this. Look at this cucumber. So that's why I went on ahead and tore up that cucumber vine, because it has pumped out so many cucumbers. I'm not mad at it. Me and my guys got enough cucumbers that's going to last us all winter. I could make relish and all that good stuff. We got peppers. I'm drying out peppers. I picked some peppers yesterday, and y'all was with me today when I picked peppers. And this is the only freezer I got, and I'm running out of freezer space. So, the garden is a blessing. Thank you, Heavenly Father. This is such a blessing. But I have to figure out what to do with it. Hence, the surprise that I got, that I'm going to show you guys. I have decided that I'm going to start canning. Yes, preserving. Yes. So, I went out and I made some purchases. And I'm a little nervous because I've never done it before, but I've done research on it. I've been doing research on this since before I started my garden this season, because I said, with the way how everything is, I have to figure out something. And I knew this year the garden was gonna, I was gonna have a bumper crop, because the way how I was fertilizing and stuff like that. So stay tuned, and give me a second. I'm going to pack everything as much as possible into the freezer. And look at those beautiful tomatoes. We're going to make tomato sauce. We're going to make hot sauce. And we're going to make ketchup out of these tomatoes. So that's why I said I wasn't mad at all at the other tomato plant that I had to pull out, because it shot out some beauties. It shot out in the peppers. I'm not mad. I'm not mad. And I got my bell peppers are coming up out there right now. And these are little ones. And I pulled some off the vine. These are the lunchbox peppers. little lunchbox peppers, and they're green. And I pulled out some jalapenos and all that stuff. But yeah, so we have to figure out something. So I'm gonna pack everything as neatly as I can back into the freezer, and yeah, we're gonna have to get this stuff out of the freezer and into jars and preserved for the winter. Okay, so give me a second, I'll be right back once I pack all these back in and we could look at the stuff that I purchased. Okay. So what I want to show y'all is, like I said, the reason I showed y'all all that stuff from in the garden is because I wanted you to see what prompted me to want to start doing this, okay? And here's the thing, with the way how the world is now, as far as with the way the government is being run right now, and a lot of people are just, they going about their business, and they're trying not to let things bother them. But here's what I think, and this is just my opinion, and I'm entitled to my opinion, okay? When the stank hit the fan, and it will, we need to be prepared, okay? And I was thinking that I want to at least have 90 days worth of food preserved in my pantry, that if when things go bad, which is not a matter, it's not a question of when, or it's not a question of if, it's a question of when, okay? In other words, so when things go bad, like I think back just a few years ago when we had the tragedy in 2020, you could go in the markets, there were hardly no veggies, there were hardly anything. If you ventured out, we all had to venture out, covered up, to go get food. And at that time, me and my husband and my 2 sons, we were stranded in an apartment. Thank God we got that apartment 6 months before the tragedy started and everybody started getting sick with that virus. So we were house hunting, but we had to stop house hunting because everybody was afraid to come near each other. And, I just think back to when I would go in the supermarkets, and my guy, Lance, he loved vegetables, the one with autism. He's real funny about what he eats. And he just liked vegetables and a protein. That's all he lived off of. Well, he does eat other things, but his main meal is vegetables and a protein. So I normally give him like mixed vegetables and chicken, or broccoli, corn. He's not really crazy about beans and stuff like that, but I would go in the markets during the tragedy in 2020, and it was hard to find frozen veggies. I had to start stacking up, going to they had people going around in the area where I lived giving out canned goods, and they would leave like cans of mixed vegetables in front of my apartment door. So when I would open the door, I could look down and see, they would leave everybody a little care bag. It was a local church that went through our whole apartment building. I thought that was so thoughtful, because some people was afraid to come out and go to the market, especially when everything was on a complete lockdown in totality, you know. So I was feeding Lance vegetables out of a can, which I don't knock vegetables out of a can, so don't get my comments acting crazy. If that's what you prefer to feed your family, then that's fine. But with, I just don't prefer canned veggies, okay, because of the sodium and things like that. But in an instant like that, I had no choice. But now I feel like with the way how things are going, it's better to be prepared. We're in a different environment now. I started my own little garden, and you see how it's pumping out. And I think with the fall crop, the way how y'all seen how I fertilized, and I'm gonna be on it. We're gonna have a nice fall crop, and that's gonna be a bumper. I'm not gonna have nowhere to put all this stuff, so I'm gonna start canning it and preserving it, right? So I've been researching this for a couple months, and I'm ready to start because, as you see, the stuff is coming in from the garden. Okay, so I'm so excited. Look. Ta-da! I got a pressure canner and cooker. And it's by Presto. Now this is a small one. This is the 16 quart. I plan on getting another one probably in about 2 weeks. I'm gonna get a digital one as well. So I'll have 2 pressure canners. I'll have a digital one and I'll have this one. And I think I want to get the one that's called the All-American. Now, I'll leave links to all of these. The Presto, the one that I have here, and the All-American and a digital one. I'll leave links so you all could go to Amazon or check them out at Amazon. But it's crazy because I bought this one out of Wally World. Yes, I went in Walmart, and believe it or not, this was the last one that they had on the shelf. And that let me know that I'm not the only one who's thinking like this, okay? Because on that aisle, they have a lot of, things for your kitchen, microwaves, coffee pots, all that stuff. When I went in Walmart a month ago, before the family reunion, I saw it had to be at least about 10 or 15 of these. It was a lot of them lined up at the top. They were on the very top shelf on the aisle where you get like your waffle makers and stuff like that. It was a whole line of them. So I was saying to myself, okay, I could buy the Presto over, from Wally World. And I don't have to order it online, because I was thinking I might have to order it online. That All-American, I have not seen that All-American nowhere. Now I'm going to go in Target, even though I don't really like shopping in Target. But I'm going to go in Target and check around to see if they have it in there. But I think the All-American, you're going to have to order that either from Amazon or Wayfair, I think has it. Yeah, you're going to have to order that online. I'm kind of scared of that one because that one is really, really big. And I have to do a little more research on that one because I do have a glass top stove. And the All-American is super huge. And when you put your cans in it to start, the process of canning, it can get heavy. And I don't want nothing to crack my stove because I have, the glass top. So I'm kind of on the edge with like purchasing that, because if I purchase it, and the All American is expensive. I mean, I saw it on Amazon. I think it was like close to $500. But you could get so many. It's a one-time purchase, though. It's a one-time purchase. You might could find it from another vendor on there a little cheaper. Like I think I did see it as well for like $339.99, something like that. But it was like a 16 quart, because they do go by quart sizes as well. So I think the one for $500, I think that was like the biggest you could get, which I think it was like close to 20 quarts or something like that. Don't quote me on that, but it was the largest All American you could get. Okay, and yeah, so I'm still on the edge with that. I'm still on the fence with that, but we're gonna definitely get a digital canner. And I got this the other day. I'm so excited, y'all. I'm so excited. So I've been just stacking up on a lot of stuff. I got my canner, and I got this book by Ball. And Ball is the company that makes the cans, right? So I done did all the research on the buttons, on the cans, and all that stuff. So I got two sizes of cans. I got these ones, and I got this size. What size is this? Let me see, what size is that? Okay, this is the mason jars. Let me see. Okay, so this one is the 12 quart, 32 ounce. Yeah, 32 ounces, 12 quarts. Yeah, so 12 jars came in that box with this. So this is a 32 ounce, and this is the pint right here. Yep, 16 ounce. So I figured I'd start out with this size, okay? But yeah, so we got our pressure canner, and yeah, I'm so excited. I am so excited. And back to the book. This is the famous Ball Blue Book. Now there's two more that's out there that I want to get. I'm gonna go to Hobby Lobby, because we said we were gonna go to Hobby Lobby tomorrow. So while we're in Hobby Lobby tomorrow, we're going to look around and see Christmas in July, and all the fall stuff is already up, because they done sent me messages. Tanya, come on in. We got all our stuff out. So we're going to run to Hobby Lobby real quick tomorrow and see what's going on. But I'm definitely going to be looking for other canning books, okay? So I have seen that if you follow the instructions that Ball gives you, you'll have no problem, because the last thing you need is to can something and something goes wrong, and you come up with some bacteria called botulism, which it could hurt you and your family, okay? It could put you in the hospital, okay, if you're not canning correctly. So I'm not an experienced canner. Like I said, this is the first time I am starting to preserve. Because like I said, with the way how the world is going now, we have to be self-sufficient, okay? Because when crap hit the fan, and it will, people gonna be out there scrambling, trying to get food. They're gonna be cutting people food stamps off. They're gonna be cutting people Medicaid and all that stuff off. Look, I don't have time, okay? I'm gonna start right now preparing. So when 2029, 2028 roll around and that bill starts knocking on people's doors, that big, beautiful hell bill start knocking on people's doors, and people ain't gonna have no food and stuff like that, who knows? We're gonna be able in this house to live off grid, okay? So it just kind of reminds me of in the Bible, with the story of Joseph in the Bible. Joseph had to prepare when he knew about, when he explained to Pharaoh what his dream was. He explained to Pharaoh that the dream that he was having, the dream was predicting a famine. Okay, the seven healthy calves represented 7 years of prosperity, right? But then there were 7 more skinny calves that was in the Pharaoh's dream, that came marching right after the fat calves. And Joseph told him that the Heavenly Father gave him the answer to the dream. And the 7 fatted calves represented 7 years of abundance in Egypt. And right after the 7 years of abundance, there would be 7 years of famine. Nothing was going to grow, no food, no grain, no nothing. Everything was going to shrivel up and die. So Joseph decided, and the Heavenly Father gave him the knowledge to know during the 7 years of abundance, we know the famine is coming. We know that. This was how it was in the Bible. They knew the famine was coming. Instead of worrying about it, let's just get prepared now for it while we're in abundance, right? And that's what Joseph did. He started storing grain and storing and preserving as much food and grain in abundance while everything was in abundance. But as soon as the 7 years of abundance was up, the famine came. You had people coming from other parts of, from other lands to Egypt, because Egypt was the only place that had prepared for the famine. And they people was going about life like everything was okay. But other people outside of Egypt had not prepared for the famine. And they had to come to Egypt to try to get grain and things to that nature. Saying that to say this is how I'm looking at this situation that's going on now with everything that's going on in the world and all the smoke screens and gaslighting they putting everybody through. But I see through that, and the Lord is like, yo, get prepared, even though he's going to take care of his people. But you be prepared, okay? So that's what this is all about. I'm just preparing myself and having things ready for my family. So while things is in abundance now, and like I said, it's not really in abundance, because when I went and got this pressure canner, that was the last one left. And I'm thinking to myself, dang, it's only been like a good 2 weeks when I came in here, you know. So I'm like, so I'm not the only one who got this idea, you know, or who's, you know, in the back of their mind. A lot of people was grabbing these pressure preservers, okay? The cans, the jars. I had to go out into the country to a Mennonite store near where Amish and the Mennonites are to get these containers. Walmart didn't have any more. So a lot of other people are getting prepared too. So yeah. So we got our bulb preserving book, and every recipe in here has been tested. And if you want to go outside of the ball preservation book, there's a website. I'll link the website. I can't think of it right now. Like I said, I'm having a mature moment. But yeah, you could go to that website, and they have plenty recipes. You have to follow, if you attempt to do this, you have to follow everything to the T. Preserving is not an art, it's a science. And if you don't do it correctly, you can give your family botulism, which is a crazy food poisoning that will put you in the hospital and it can kill you, you know. But we're not even gonna entertain that idea, okay? Because we're gonna follow instructions, okay? And we're gonna ask the Lord to be with us, and we're gonna prepare, and we're gonna fill our pantry with lots of food. So here, these are some tools you're gonna need. I had to get these for my canner, and I got this out of Walmart. It have all 3 tools in here that you're gonna need when you're canning. And let me show you some other things that I had to get. Okay, I got some fruit preservers. Before we get into that, let's finish out with this. Okay, so in this, and I'm using all ball products for now, but I'm not 100% sold on ball. This has just been around for a long time. This company has been around for a long time, and I feel comfortable starting with ball, okay? So, yeah, so I'll be using their cans, their mason jars. I'll be using their ball blue book, and yeah, other little things like this from ball. So this is your debubbler, okay? And you poke this down into your jars to get out any bubbles, because you have to make sure that you get out any bubbles. And this is shaped like that because this helps you to measure out your head space, because when you're canning, you have to, after you oh, that was a nice seal. After you put your contents in, you have to leave 1 inch or 1.5 inch head space, depending on what it is you're canning. Follow the instructions, okay? Each, for whatever you're canning, the instructions is different as far as head space, okay? So I did see a video a lot of canners that's been canning for years, and a lot of Amish and Mennonites, they would can and they would stop right here, right before this this first notch, and then you fill it with your fluid, and then you take this, and this will help you see how far down you are. So if it's 1.5 inch head space you need to use the leaf, you could measure it. But I'm going to take you guys along with me when I start preserving. Yeah, so ball is pretty good. These cans are really nice. The lids are good. Now I've seen that the lids are something that I'm gonna have to collect a lot of, because you could only use the lids once, from what I have read and saw on YouTube with a lot of canners in the canning community. You could reuse the rings, but these are a one-time thing, one-time use, okay? And it got something to do with these gaskets right here. Like once it's sealed once, and you get a good seal, and stuff has been preserved in it, once you crack it, from what I've seen, they say it renders the lid unusable. I don't know. Anybody who's done any canning or preserving, let me know in the comments if that's true. But I'm going to follow instructions in the Ball Blue book. They said to only use the lids once. And after you can something, it's been sitting on your shelf for a couple months. They say you get a good seal, you could have food in your pantry for a couple years. And you could crack it open, warm it up, and you'll have food. Yeah, so they said once you use it, lose it. You got to throw it away. So, but like I said, if anybody who's watching know anything about this that you could give me some tips on, please let me know. And I would be happy to hear anybody's experiences with canning, or do anybody have any good suggestions, or anybody who have any experience with canning that may be watching. Please feel free to let me know anything you feel I should know in the comments, because again, I am new to the canning community. We just all over the place on this channel. We starting the can and all that stuff, because we gotta be ready for hard times. You know what I mean? So yeah, so this is a good, this came with this set. Now I'm gonna purchase another one of these, but I'm gonna purchase them sold separately, because I could tell this one is just for a beginner. But I've seen some that are much more heavier and sturdier, so I'm gonna buy those. But I'll, buy things piece by piece, because this set was $14.99 in Walmart, and you get these 3 pieces, and you need these to start canning, right? But they have one of these in Walmart just sold by itself, and it was $19.99. They had a metal one of these that was like $19.99, but it was stainless steel. You see, you get where I'm going? This is a good plastic, but I'm gonna invest in the other ones. But I didn't have the money that day, because I had splurged and got my pressure cooker. Child, we in the house. So yeah, so you're gonna need your cup, and this is gonna help you when you're canning, so you won't make a mess. There you go. And I got a big ladle. The ladle is like bigger than this. Well, you could scoop up whatever it is and put it inside of your can. Put your lid on. Finger tight. I didn't understand what finger tight was, but I'm thinking it's this. Just with my fingers. Not with your palm. Your fingers. Right? And got the buttons on them. So yeah, so we're doing pretty good. So let's move on. I'm gonna show y'all some of these preservatives that I did pick up. And a Mennonite lady told me to stack up on as many of these products as I can, because she said by the time the summer is over, it's canning and preserving season, and it'll be hard to find this stuff, and you're gonna need it. Okay, so this is some of the stuff that I picked up just to have in the pantry for when, just in case if I need it. This is pectin. And this is for like when you're making your jams and jellies and things to that nature. Now, I got this out of Walmart. This was the last box of this type of pectin. Because it say for use in less or no sugar needed recipes. So this is for less sugar, because when I'm preserving my fruits and stuff, I don't want to really have to use a whole ton of sugar. So yeah, I'm on the hunt for more pectin that's low sugar, for low sugar recipes. So I'll stack up on as much of this as I can. When I find it, I'm gonna just be grabbing it, you know, wherever I go and I see it. And I got some fruit preservers, because I'm gonna, even though I didn't grow a lot of fruit in my garden, I been in touch with a local farmer. He's a Mennonite, and they have all kinds of fruit that they grow on their farm and their homestead. It's about 4 miles away from me. I'm gonna go there and get all the apples, and I'm going to buy a lot of avocados, because avocados is going to be something that's going to be really expensive in the winter months, especially with tariffs and things like that. Avocados come from Mexico, and you see the problem this government is having with Mexico. So avocados is going to be expensive. I'm going to preserve my avocados because I love guacamole. Okay, so I'm going to make my own guac and preserve it. Okay, so I'll have guac over the winter months. And this is for veggies. This is a pickling mix. But I have tons of this in the cabinet because I showed y'all the pickles. I've been pickling my cucumbers all summer. So yeah, so I got a couple of these. These are the preservers for the fruit. So I just picked up a couple of those, and they're in the purple top. Walmart only had one of these left, so I grabbed it off the shelf. It was the last one, but I'll be looking for more of them. Okay, and I just picked this up, but I saw on YouTube that a lot of recipes call for canning salt or a canning brine for like your low acidic vegetables like corn and things to that nature. So we're going to be preserving and canning corn as well. So we're going to need this salt. Okay, so this is, I just picked up one, and they do have nice little recipes on the back. Okay, but we're going to follow the instructions to the T. Okay, because I have learned since I've been doing my research, canning is not an art, it's a science. So in order not to, you know, give your family botulism, you have to follow instructions to the T. Now, there is a group out there called Rebel Canners, and I watched some of those Rebel Canners, and I can't believe they have not made their family sick with the way how they be canning stuff. They just, a lot of them don't be following instructions, but nothing happens. But I'm not at that point yet, you know, because I'm still new at canning and preserving. So I'm going to follow every recipe to the T, because I don't want to get my family sick eating something that I preserved, and I preserved it improperly. So yeah, so over here we're going to follow instructions, but we like watching the Rebel Canners. I learn a lot from them. And this is for all those tomatoes that's in the freezer, because I told y'all I'm going to be making salsa, and I'm going to be making tomato sauce. I'm going to make some marinara sauce, and I'm going to make some hot sauce and ketchup. So those are going to be some things that from the garden I'm going to make our own, and we're not going to have to shop for those things at the market all winter. Okay, so this is citric acid. This is citric acid right here. This is just for tomatoes, I'm thinking. Yeah, just for the tomatoes. Now this one says salsa. See the difference? Now I'm going to be making salsa too as well. So I just figured I'd pick both of them up. As I see these, I'll pick more cans of them up, just so, you know, we'll have a lot of them, and we won't run out. And these are the jars, like I showed you earlier, that I'm going to start out with. And yeah, so I'm so excited, y'all. I'm so excited. And guess what? I got on the stove right now. I am making some onion broth, right? That's going to be the first thing that I can. I've been simmering this onion broth all day since early this morning. And I'm thinking I'm going to put the onion broth in, yeah, we're going to use the big mason jar. Because the onion broth is just phenomenal. It tastes really well. Tastes really good, and it's good for you. So I figure I'll have a lot of that in the pantry, just in case if we get sick, or if we just want a nice comfort soup, you know. And we use the onion broth from some of the onions out of the garden, you know. So here, let's go check on that onion broth. Yeah, so nice and quiet in the house. Okay, and I had it slow cooking. See how it done seeped out a little bit, but that's okay. Oh, and it smells so good, y'all. It smells so good. So I'm gonna can this. So I'm thinking I'm gonna let this, it got all kinds of onions and garlic, all that good stuff. Celery, carrots, basil from in the garden, dry basil. So I dried it out. And this is the next batch that's going to go right into this pot. This is the next batch. Onion soup, onion broth. Now, I'm going to season this with beef flavor. This is going to be beef flavor. This is chicken flavor. So, yeah. And it's on low. Okay, it's on low. Yeah, it was I have some seepage because I did fill it up. It was filled all the way up to the rim, but it done all down. And I put a lid on it. But that's okay. That is okay. So yeah. I'm so happy I got that up. Now let's just put that brown there just in case if it boils down again. I'm so happy I got that pot, y'all. And I got the last one. I'm so happy. So this video been long enough. I know y'all like, why you ain't open the pot? I'm going to open it. We're going to dedicate just one whole video just to messing around with this pot. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to crack it open because I can't wait. I just wanted to, show y'all this pot. I'm going to crack it open and I'm going to, read the instructions and all that stuff. So by the time the next video, I have some idea of what I'm talking to y'all about. But I'm so excited. I'm so excited. Let's just read a little bit. Let's just do a little read. Okay, so this is the Presto 16-quart pressure canner and cooker. Okay, so I have been studying this one and the All-American. The All-American has this gauge that goes on it, but that's a whole nother video. Let's just focus on this one. This one got the little pressure weight. This is the weight, and this weight will do a little jingle, a little, shimmy when the pot has come up to pressure, and this thing will go down into the pot, rendering the pot locked. But you should be already have all what you're gonna can in the pot, and you always have to go by your altitude. So for my altitude here in Pennsylvania, I have to do 10 pounds of pressure. So I set my gauge at 10 pounds. See, I've been doing a little studying. I've been doing a little, like I said, a little research. Okay, so. Okay, so this says it doubles as a boiler, water canner for fruits, jams, and jellies, pickles, and salsas. in a half pint or in pint jars. Limited 12-year warranty. Okay, so regular mason jar capacity, half pints, 12, pints, 10, quarts, 7. So this is pretty big because this is the quart, and this is a big jar. So I could get 7 of these jars down inside this pot, then I'm in the house. I'm good. We Gucci. We Gucci. And this is the pint. So it says for pints, I could get 10 of them in. Oh, man. We're going to be having so much fun canning. I'm going to be canning everything. Yeah, so in the next video, we are going to open this up. And there's the website, www.gopresto.com. And this is a really trusted brand. If you look online with people who do canning, everybody either have an All-American or Presto. And like I said, that All-American, I want that, but that All-American is big and it's heavy. I think a lot of people that I watched on YouTube in the canning community that have the All-American, they got a gas top stove. Whereas they could sit that heavy pot on their stove and they don't have no problems because it's an open flame with the gas. But like I said, I have a glass top stove. And when you put all that water in here and all these cans, and then the pot is going to build up pressure, I don't want nothing that's going to crack my stove top, because I've heard disaster stories on, with some people in the canning community saying that All-American will crack your stove top, your glass top. And I don't want no problems like that coming into the winter, because with the tariffs, it's going to be too much trying to buy a whole nother stove with a glass top and carrying on, and we not getting the house changed over. Matter of fact, we can't, because there's no gas out here. We're so rural where we live. There's no gas lines that run down this road. So everything have to be electric. So anyway, I don't want no problems like that with canning. But we'll see. We'll see. I might buy one of those little electric eyes that they call them, the little electric grills, things that you plug in, and put that All-American on top of that and sit it outside on the patio and do my pressure canning on the patio, because I could do it pressure can out there even in the winter with that. Okay, so yeah, so that's what we're gonna be doing. So if this is something interesting to you and you want to follow my journey with it, then stay tuned. And if this helped anybody, I'm glad. We just have to get prepared. I like readiness. That's all I'm saying. So until the next video, you guys take care of yourselves and each other, and like and subscribe, and make sure you tune in to the next video, because we're going to crack this open, and I'm going to share with you everything that I've learned about this. And we might even take it on a test run. How about we do that? Because we got our broth on. Maybe we could do that tomorrow when we get back from Hobby Lobby. That's what we'll do. We'll come back from Hobby Lobby, and we could start canning our chicken broth and beef broth. How about that? And I'm going to sterilize these. I'm going to put these in the, I think I'm going to boil them. Even though I looked at the website for, the national website for canning and preserving, and they said you no longer need to sterilize your jars. But just so everything's nice and neat and clean, I'm going to boil these jars and the lids and the rings, all of that. It's going to be extra, extra clean and squeaky clean and ready for when we put anything in here to preserve, because we want, you know, everything to be nice and clean, and we're going to follow instructions, and we don't want nothing that's going to introduce botulism into our pantry. Okay, and we're going to have fun preserving our wonderful fruits and vegetables that's coming in from the garden, and the fruits that's coming in from my neighbors, the Mennonites' garden. I'm going to have their fruit in my pantry. So we're going to enjoy this all winter. So again, I thank you guys for tuning in. And if anybody have any questions or anything they want to add, please don't hesitate. And remember always to take care of yourselves and each other. And I'll see you guys in the next one.